Hi guys, I hope you're doing well. I know I haven't done a video on this channel for so long, and I kind of wanted to talk about that today. I feel very good energy. I feel much more inspired than I have in a while, and I'm temporarily on a little bit of a retreat away from my current situation in life. So, kind of just wanted to make a video today because I feel so inspired and I feel like I've just been channeling such good energy and such good messages for myself and of course for others. And that's kind of where I want to start with this video is that you might hear a little pug in the background, but anyway, um, basically the reason I haven't really been making videos anymore, weekly videos or even monthly videos, is just because I've been going through my own shit. And everyone I talk to has been going through a really intense year in 2015, and I think this is majorly, I can't even speak. I think this is majorly influenced by what was going on in terms of a collective energy on this planet, and I also feel like obviously being affected by the planets and astrology wise, it's been a very intense year, to say the least. Personally, I just felt the need to kind of stop doing videos because I didn't feel that I could really deliver any messages without getting my own energy mixed in. And I don't want to give anyone messages that aren't great. Like I just felt kind of blocked and I had to really just focus on myself. And I think it's so important to do so. That's a really big message coming up for me right now, is that it's so important for us to honor ourselves. And there are people out there that I've been reminded of lately that really don't like being alone, and I love being alone. Like, I love having time to be in my own energy, which is what I'm feeling today. Can you tell? Um, where was I going with this? um, Basically, yeah, there are people that think it's really selfish and self-centered and bad, and they think it's wrong to focus time on yourself. And they're allowed to believe that. People are allowed to believe whatever it is that they want to believe, and we all have our own version of reality. And I've been reminded of that as well over the past 24 hours, and it reminds me of the Four Agreements. And I haven't read that book in a long time, and I think I need to go back and read it. But essentially, we're all living our own lives and we have our own ideas about everything. Like, nobody has the same thought process or the same understanding as another person. We are all unique. Our souls are unique, our minds are unique, we are just unique beings. Um, and though we're all one, which is important to remember in terms of respecting people and respecting ourselves, we're all different. And so, someone can, I'll just say an example that I've been going through. Someone can just think that you're being cold or being like someone that's being isolated from other people in order to run away. But there's a huge difference between running away from a problem and walking away from a problem consciously, which is what I've been doing. I've gone through a lot this year in terms of my career, and I've gone through a lot in terms of my personal life as well. And spiritually, it's been constant growth, and I think that's a really beautiful thing. I really do. But it's been really hard. So my point is, I want to do this video today because what I've remembered recently is that this is how we connect. Instead of me not doing videos because I feel like I'm just wrapped up in my own shit and I don't want to throw that out there, we all have a story, we all have messages to share that are unique, as I'm saying. We all have unique things to express. And I think it's really important for me to continue to share my life authentically, because that's how I connect with people. That's how I connect with you. And I forgot that it can be that simple. It can just be me sharing my experiences with you on an equal level, because we are equal. We can learn from each other. And what's really funny is that I've noticed I have people that keep subscribing to this YouTube channel of mine that I haven't used in, I don't think, in months. It's been a long time. Yet people are still drawn to these videos, and divine timing is a huge thing. You know, everything comes down to timing. And it's not in our human control to plan everything when we want it to happen. So surrender is a key theme coming up for me this year. I think it has been for many people. To, yes, have goals and to dream and to have desires and to visualize that, but to be able to let go and surrender to the how of everything unfolding, and the whens and the whys, because we just don't have control. Our souls have control, and our higher selves have control. You know, we have free will, and we just need to trust that where we are right now in this moment is exactly where we need to be. And that's just what I feel right now. Even though my life, quite honestly, feels pretty chaotic, and I feel a lot of stress in my body, like in my shoulders. I feel a lot of weight on my shoulders, which I have for a long time. But that doesn't mean that I can't help someone else or inspire someone else just from me being myself, just from me being. That's been another key theme for me this year, is remembering that being is just enough. Being myself is enough. And I've been shown such contrast from such different people after I moved out of my hometown. I moved to a much bigger city. I moved in with someone that I don't know, and we've been playing out some pretty intense dynamics, I feel, karmically, which is coming to a close right now. And I just didn't realize, because I was so lost in our karmic cycle, really. We have such a karmic relationship that I think we just had stuff to play out with each other. I think we were meant to come together to push each other's buttons and bring up each other's wounds, and it was not a fun time the past few months. I mean, since probably the end of June until now, we're going into November. That's been a really intense, hard time for me, personally and professionally, because I've also dealt with business people that were not a good match for me as well. And so I'm dealing with business relationships that fell apart because it just was not right for me. Now I'm dealing with personal roommate issues that are falling apart because it's not right for me. And I have to just allow. And it's not even that I need to create space or make space, because it's just naturally happening organically. And I think that something I used to always think or say to myself was that, well, I just need to do this, I need to do that, I need to purge my life, I need to clear my life, I need to move on, I need to make space for new things. But I think the truth of it is that it's not that I even necessarily need to do anything anymore, because I'll explain what I mean by that. I think it's important to do work, inner work, and of course, living my purpose and living my authentic life and trying to help people and trying to help myself. Like, that's very important to me. Those are my values. That's my core values. And my career I value because it's linked with my life purpose. I keep losing myself because I just keep like spinning on so many things I want to say today. But it's not that I even need to do anything right now except for just be. And sometimes it's just like that. I mean, there are times when we are creating. And I am creating a lot. I'm creating a lot of new art and new music, and I'm creating a new life for myself. And now I'm looking for a new home to live in, like to really anchor in who I am now and who I've become and what my past I've shed, and I'm just tired of going over it. And maybe someone else can relate to this right now. So yeah, I mean, there are times when we're creating, but most of the time I think that it's not us that needs to create it in this reality. I mean, yes, there are times when we do need to make opportunities or create opportunities for ourselves, but there are other times when it's out of your hands. And the universe will come through for you and will help you to create. It will help you. We will co-create. You're creating with your higher self and with the angelics and with whoever and whatever it is that you believe in. And it just happens. It's not like I've been consciously sitting around for the past few months um, thinking about my past, or consciously trying to move things in the way that they have moved. I mean, things have just transpired. Things have just naturally shifted and have organically started to move because it just does. Life just is constant motion, constant change, and it's just something we have to surrender to. And it's, again, not something that we have full control over. It's not something that we have to do every day. Things will just be what they're meant to be. And I've just seen lately that things that are meant to fall apart will fall apart. Because, for example, again, with my current living situation, I mean, I knew that I was getting a lot of insights about the fact that I've been changing and growing a lot on the inside, and when things change inside, things change outside too. I mean, change is just going to reflect back to you. In the physical, it's going to show you what's going on inside. And I've just come to a point where the old things that were reflected to me, I'm kind of done learning a lot of those old lessons. And I've realized that I am actually in a really good place with myself, and I don't need to feel bad about that. And I've been, like I was going to say earlier, shown this contrast of dealing with different kinds of people. People that kind of mirror my past back to me, and for a while it was really triggering me and really bothering me, and I did have to take time to go into those wounds and to go into that pain and to feel it and to allow it and to let it go. And now I'm at a point where a lot of that is leaving and is just gone. You know, I've done the work. I've been doing this inner work for a long time on a lot of these wounds. Now that doesn't mean I'll never be triggered again, but the main healing work that needed to be done is done. And so people that are still trying to reflect my past to me, or they're projecting their own issues onto me, which I'm mirroring to them, it's just not affecting me in the same way anymore. Because I feel really solid in who I am. And I feel really solid in my connection to the divine. And I feel really solid in knowing what my purpose is. I feel very confident that I'm meant to be here on this earth right now and that I have a purpose. And so do you. So does everybody. And everybody deserves to feel that. Everybody deserves to feel loved for just being who they are, not just because of what they do or how they dress, you know, what their habits are. These things don't actually define us. We all deserve to feel loved every day because we so are. It's just a matter of, are you open to feeling and receiving that or not? And if you're feeling that you're not, then why is that? You know, why are you getting in your own way? Why are you blocking this flow of divine love and abundance that's trying to flow to you every single day? All of us are so divinely loved, you know, and I kind of forgot about that for a while. It's just like, man, like, it's not really about other people approving of you. And yes, it's nice to have support from human beings. I'm beyond grateful for the support that I have from so many human beings, personally and professionally, and people that believe in me and what I do, but people that believe in me and love me just for being who I am. I'm really grateful for that. And it's so nice to feel human love, but you know what? It's also great to feel divine love too. And we all have angels, we all have guides, we all have our past loved ones that have crossed over that are there all the time. I mean, they're right there. And sometimes when we get so lost in our humanness, and that's okay, because those moments are meant to happen so we can come back to being who we are. But we can just get so lost and forget that we are so guided. We are so guided all the time. And I think it's such a beautiful thing. You know, there are times when I get to where I am right now, and I'm sure someone out there feels this too. Logically, we want to have it figured out. And I was talking about that earlier. We want to have a plan, we want to control, we want to know what's coming next, we want to predict the future. And we all have the capability to tune into our intuition into our intuition, and to connect to our angels, and to, yes, visualize the future and visualize our dreams and success for ourselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is, your intuition comes to you in every now present moment. It's about tuning into the messages that you need for right now. It's not always about predicting the future, because when you're always obsessed with creating a new future or worrying about the future, you're missing so much beauty that's here right now. And it's the same thing for when you go over your past all the time. You're missing out on life. Life is here right now. I see so many beautiful birds flying around right now, and there's a lot of beautiful things happening. So I just want to end this video with a card. Not sure if it's going to be 1 or 2 or 3. I'll see what I feel. I think I'm going to do 1. This is the daily guidance. For some reason, when I say daily guidance, I always end up saying the daily guidance, like with some sort of weird accent. I don't know why. If you watch any of my old videos, I probably said daily guidance, but without noticing. Anyway, this is obviously by Doreen Virtue, who I think is awesome. And I'm just going to focus here and put the intention, because that's all that matters really, is your intention. To channel a message, not just for me, but for everyone watching, for anyone watching. And a message that will guide us into November of 2015 and what we can focus on. Okay, whoa. It's here. What have we got? Entrepreneur. It gives me chills. I pulled this card earlier, because I'm at a big crossroads right now in my career. And if you can relate, let me know. I'm just going to come and explain and express what I'm going through from my personal experience, and maybe you can relate. Like I said, it's been a tough year. I met a lot of business connections almost a year ago, at the end of 2014, that I was led to believe were going to be very auspicious for me. And time goes on, and a year goes by, and turns out it just wasn't right anymore. And it doesn't mean that it was wrong, though, because I needed that opportunity, and I needed to be involved with those people on a business level for a reason at that time. And at that time, that was my energetic match, because I was coming from a place of feeling like I needed approval. And that's how much has changed in this past year. I was coming from a place where I felt I need someone to be behind me. I need someone to see my light. I need someone that supports me and will help me to shine on a bigger level in terms of my music career and all these things. So on an energetic level, I attracted business partners that at the time I didn't realize. But a year later, I realized they really did not respect me as a person or as an artist. And last month in September of 2015, I ended up walking away from my not current, but I walked away from my business dealings that I had invested in for a year. And I spent a year investing time and money and energy, travel, you name it. I invested so much because I thought I was investing in myself. And turns out I was, but it was just in a different way than I thought. I thought I was investing with this company that was really going to help me out with my career. And turns out, I was investing in me, but on a much bigger scale than I could ever imagine. Because over this past year, through dealing with the bullshit that I dealt with this company, I learned to really love and respect myself even more. And to love and respect what I do even more. Who I am even more. My career even more. To trust that I'm supported as an entrepreneur, and it's absolutely okay for me to trust that I've been an entrepreneur now and an artist full time This is my purpose. This is my job. This is my inner knowing I've known since I was a child in this lifetime. For the past 5 years, I've been on my own. I've been supported as an entrepreneur. But do you think that I have not had times, especially this past year, leaving my comfort zone, leaving my hometown? Do you not think that I've still had, times where I've questioned myself? I have questioned myself so much this year, more than I ever have. But I always come back to that inner knowing. And you can too. And that's what this video is about today, is coming back to your inner knowing. You know what's best for you. You're being guided. We're all being guided. Your soul is guiding you. We're in a time and space now on this earth, on this planet, where we need this. And it's not just about me, it's about everybody. We need this. Why? Because it's the artists, it's the entrepreneurs, it's the writers, it's the dreamers, it's the doers, it's the trusters, it's the letting goers that are so strong and so powerful. They are light workers, and it takes such strength and courage and trust to be an entrepreneur in any way. To start your own business, to trust that you'll be provided for. It's made for the strong, which is funny because, there are a lot of people that will still look down on entrepreneurs these days, believe it or not. Still look down on artists. I deal with this sometimes. Not all the time, but I do deal with it. And it's funny because it's like, you know what? They're probably just having their own issues with not feeling like they're fulfilled and not feeling like they're very courageous, because it takes someone bold and strong to listen to their inner knowing, to trust it, to act upon it, and to let go, and to surrender, and to follow their own path. It takes strength to be that lion, that tiger, and to not fit in amongst the sheep. We need this on our planet more than ever. The world needs you to be you. The world needs me to be me. The world needs to be shown and continue to be shown and reminded how beautiful this life is. And, that there is magic. Yes, there's a lot of horrible things that happen on this planet. I'm not blind to that. I'm not blind to pain or fear. I've lived it, but that doesn't mean that I need to stay stuck in it every day. And that's a conscious choice that we all get to choose to make. So I hope this helps someone out there today. Remember that if you're thinking about starting a new business, or you're starting a new chapter in your writing, or you're starting a new, some sort of business venture or something creative, it is so supported by the divine right now. The energy that's going on, the planetary alignments, this is your time. A lot of us are starting new chapters in our life right now, and it's supported. And it's just so important for us to remember that it's supported. The last thing I want to say about that card is basically that what it says on the card is that, it's important for entrepreneurs to be entrepreneurs. And as I'm saying, it's needed. It's being called for on this planet right now, because it allows you to better hear your own guidance. Because if we keep distracting ourselves and running ourselves ragged, running ourselves dry, doing things that we know in our soul and in our heart are not what we want to do, if we keep exhausting ourselves in that way, we're just running away from our own guidance that is readily available to us. So entrepreneurs are so supported right now because they're anchoring in such beautiful divine messages and divine light, which is, as I'm saying, it's needed right now on this planet. And we need to support each other and encourage each other and be there for each other. Love ourselves first and foremost, and not feel guilty about that. There's nothing to feel guilty about. You're a child of God, you're a child of the universe, and you are loved, and you deserve to love yourself. And from that point, you can send love to others and to be of service to the world, to be an entrepreneur, to do what it is that you know is your calling. And if you're not sure what that is, surrender it. If you don't know what direction to take next in your life, surrender it. Let go. There's such beauty in the unknown. And you will find your way at the perfect divine time. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And hopefully, I will talk with you soon.